we're going to go into a temple time experience. So in Tantra, the story usually goes that the temple was a place where warriors would come, bloody from battle, and have the violence washed out of them. A place where they could return to wholeness so that they could then return to their families and take their place in society again. So I understand that the temple is for everyone, that we all need a place to be loved, to be seen, to be reminded of our unique essential selves. And this is more than self-care. It's essential to lay down all the ways we do violence to ourselves and to reconnect with that part of us that is whole and beautiful and good. So we're going to drop into a temple time space with our inner marriage, our inner partners, our inner masculine and feminine today. So again, we're beginning to move deeper into this internal space. So take a few deep breaths and do what you need to do to drop in deeper. And now imagine the temple rising up around you. And breathe as the temple rises around you and begins to take form. And note there are baths at the entrance of the temple to wash off the world. And when you are ready, disrobe and let yourself walk into the sweet, fragrant, warm waters of this bath. Feel the water rising up, the sweet, fragrant water rising around you. And then see a young man and a young woman, so pure, so decent, so intentional, move forward and begin to wash you. And their touch is so steady, so honoring, so respectful that you know that you are safe here. And let yourself feel the sweetness of being washed, like you are the most precious child. You are the most beloved child. Feel the sweet cloths across your skin. And feel yourself letting go into the sweet, fragrant waters, whatever is not needed in this moment. And as you're washed, sense the innocence of this place, the purity, the possibility for healing. And then the sweet twosome takes you gently by each arm, leads you out of the baths, dries you with the softest cloths, and leads you to a place that is comfortable and private and just for you. So staying in this temple space, we're going to drop even deeper into our own inner worlds, where our own inner masculine and inner feminine will play priest and priestess for one another, creating healing and meeting. So I want to invite you, I'm going to show you what we're going to do, And then I'm going to lead us through it very slowly. So you don't need to remember a thing. But if you want, you might just open your eyes very softly. And I'll just show you. You're going to have your hands open on each knee. And then our left hand our feminine is going to travel over to our right hand, bring it to the center, hold him there for a bit, take him back, hold his hand, and then touch. And then we'll switch. So let your eyes fall shut again. Open your hands on each knee. And just take a few deep breaths. The right hand side of our body is associated with and houses our masculine side, the part that goes and goes and does and does. And the left hand side of our body houses our feminine side, the part that yearns for deep communion, to be seen and known, that intuits the next step and more. So become aware of your left hand, your feminine. And slowly, slowly, she lifts up and travels slowly, slowly to your right hand, your masculine, where she picks him up and carries him to the center, where she holds him. So breathe here, noticing the dynamics, just gently noticing. Calling up again the energy of the temple. And breathe and feel your feminine cradling your masculine. And see if he can let go a little bit into being held by her. He's waited for this a long time, to feel that she's got him, that he can finally rest, that he can put down his burdens for a time, all that he carries, all that he does, all his unseen tasks to make the world better for her. For this time, he gets to put all that down and simply feel that she has got him. So breathe, hold, let yourself be held, and see if he can fully let go and feel her supporting him. The burden of the masculine is this feeling of being overworked, out there constantly making things happen, on the mouse's wheel, taking risks so vulnerably, putting himself out into the world. And this is often the part of us that is most tired and most burnt out. So feel into your own dynamic, Notice what it's like for her to hold him, for her to let him know that she is there for him, that she's got him, and what it's like for him to relax and be held. And see if he can tap into even 1% more pleasure in being held by her. And if she can tap into just 1% more pleasure in the gift of being able to hold him. And see if you can just breathe and feel more deeply the sense of being held. That there's nothing you need to do right now. There's nothing he needs to do. He just lays down his burdens for this time and really feel that she's got him. And take another breath or two here, letting that feeling sink into you. And then slowly, slowly, she takes him back to his knee, your left hand taking your right hand back to his right knee. And then she takes his hand, your left hand, your feminine, taking your right hand, your masculine. And the way she holds his hand communicates, I've got you. I adore you. I love you. I'm here for you. I'm always close. Your inner wife holding the hand of your inner husband. Communicating that she loves him and she's got him. And now she slowly releases him and begins to touch him so sweetly. Your left hand touching your right arm and shoulder and neck, perhaps your right cheek. And see if you can feel into what kind of touch he most desires right now. Does he want tenderness and softness? Does he need firmness to feel that she's really there? Does he want a mixture? And let her give him that touch. Let her give him some sweet pleasure. And as she touches him, lovingly touching, she thanks the masculine and blesses the masculine for all he does and everything he holds. And breathe and see if he can take in this pleasure, really receive this pleasure, this gift of touch, really receive her gratitude. To feel that she sees him in this moment. She recognizes and appreciates all he does and all he gives. And perhaps even let yourself be lost for a moment in the sensation, in the pleasure, in the deliciousness of their connection. And again, take a few more sweet breaths here, communicating with her touch, your left hand communicating to your right side, that she that she adores him and that she's always close. She's always close. And give a final sweet touch, communicating that she'll be back. And then let your left hand travel back to your left knee. And just breathe for a moment, feeling into what you just experienced. And tell yourself you will remember anything you need to remember. I will remember, I will remember, I will remember. And breathe here, feeling into your body, feeling into your left and right sides. And now become aware of your right hand, your masculine side. Your masculine, now rejuvenated and recovered, strong, lifts up and slowly travels to your feminine side. Your right hand traveling slowly to your left hand, penetrating the air between them. And then he picks her up and takes her to the center and holds her. And see if she can simply relax into being held by him. See if she can breathe and surrender into being held and cared for. And if any dynamics are coming up, just gently notice them and go back to breathing. Noticing how it is for him to hold her and how it is for her to be held. The wound of the feminine is often the feeling of not being met, of not being understood in the deepest realms, of not being seen, awakened, touched, of longing for connection, of not being loved or valued. But he's here now, He's here now. He's got her. He's meeting her. And see if she can feel in and feel that he's there, he's holding her, he's got her back. He's holding and cradling her with so much love. She also has waited for this feeling of being fully met, fully held, that she can finally let go and soften and soften and soften, knowing that he has got her. Breathe. And see if she can tap into pleasure, the pleasure of being held, the pleasure of softening, the pleasure of being met. And see if he can tap into the pleasure of holding her, of feeling her soften against him, feeling her trust in him, letting him truly meet and hold her. So breathe here, letting yourself hold and be held. And see if this feeling can just sink into her cells, into her bones. And take a few more breaths here, enjoying the sweetness, enjoying the pleasure. And then slowly, slowly, he takes her back to her left knee, releases her, and takes her hand. And the way he takes her hand says, "I've got you. I adore you. I am here for you. I've got your back." So breathe and feel into the sweetness of your inner masculine, your inner husband taking the hand, holding the hand of your inner feminine, your inner wife. Let her feel his love, the sweetness of his hand holding, his tenderness and strength. And then he slowly releases her hand and begins to touch her. Your right hand touching the left hand side of your body. With such tenderness. And again, feel into what kind of pleasure does she most desire right now? What kind of touch does she most yearn for? And let him give her that touch. And as he touches her, he blesses her. His touch is a blessing. This respectful, loving, honoring touch. And as he touches her, he thanks her for her intuition, for her wild, mysterious ways, her rituals, her unseen work to connect, her feelings. With his touch, he recognizes her beauty and her blessings, her care and her compassion, her great and mysterious power. Breathe and see if she can take in the pleasure of his touch even more deeply. This kind, loving, adoring touch. And take a few more breaths here, letting him communicate to her that he's always close, that he's always got her. And then gently, gently, he leaves her and returns to his right knee. And just sit for a moment, breathing, feeling into your body, feeling into their relationship. Your hands on their respective knees. And tell yourself you will remember anything you need to remember. I will remember, I will remember, I will remember. And now take a moment and place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Sense a subtle presence there, connecting the dots, connecting your masculine and feminine sides. Perhaps take a moment to express gratitude for your own body that houses these energies, and where these energies are coming more and more into relationship and harmony. Maybe become extra aware of your heart, the bridal chamber of your inner marriage, the place of their meeting. And perhaps just express your gratitude to each of them for the ways they're showing up, for the ways they're growing, and the ways they're risking to move deeper and deeper into beautiful co-creative partnership. So just breathe, feeling into yourself. And also take a moment to thank this temple space that you've been in. And remember that you can return to it at any time because it lives within you at that archetypal level of consciousness within yourself. And when you're ready, you're going to slowly begin to come back to the room. Come back to this, wherever you are. And you might wiggle your toes a little bit, feel your butt on the chair, on the earth. You might look around your room very gently and see a few things very clearly. So you just know where you are. You can say to yourself, I'm here, I'm back. I can continue my day. And as you gently begin to come back, I'll just say that sometimes this process can reveal the achy parts and the disconnects. But just know that it's a relationship and you are nurturing that relationship. And you've just given a great gift to yourself and to your inner masculine and your inner feminine. Giving them time together to express their love, to hold one another, to be together deeply. So beauties, this concludes our practice part. I want to give you one little possible experiment to continue with, which is related to this, which you might tonight or sometime soon tuck yourself into bed very sweetly and let yourself feel into your masculine side and feel what he needs, and let her touch him, let her give him pleasure, let her give him what he needs. And then also feel into your feminine side, feel into what she needs, and let him give that to her. And then just tuck yourself. You can do it any time of the day, but it can be really sweet before bed. It can be very sweet before bed.